In this movie we will discuss common dialog boxes. Common dialog boxes are very useful tools that allow you to tap into the pre-written code that is written into the Windows environment. Visual Studio 2008 makes these available to your Visual Basic 2008 applications. They are predefined standard dialog boxes, so the user will be very accustomed to working with them. They can be used to allow the user to specify certain actions or settings. And to get started, you simply go to the toolbox in Visual Basic and you open the Dialogs tab. This will be demonstrated in a separate movie. A few more things about the common dialog boxes before we go to the demonstrations. Available in Visual Basic 2008 are 5 common dialog boxes. You see them listed: the color, the folder browser, that is the new one which is added to Visual Basic 2008, font dialog, open file, and save file dialog boxes. Each of these will be demonstrated in a separate movie. The first step is to add the desired component to the Forms Components tray. When this is done, you'll notice that each dialog box has a default name, such as Color Dialog 1, Font Dialog 1, so forth. And if you want, you could rename those just like you can rename any other control that's on the form. But there's really no need to rename them because you can only use one at a time anyway, and you would not really want to have multiple color dialog boxes, for example. There would be no point to have Color Dialog 1 and Color Dialog 2, again because only one could be active at any given time. So the standard is simply to use the default names. The line of code you will see looks like this: Color Dialog 1 .show dialog. That's a very simple line of code. That line of code will make available to the user in this case the color dialog box, assuming the Color Dialog 1 has been placed in the components tray. The show dialog method is the method that actually causes the color dialog box to display. However, recognize that it does not actually do anything with the color in this case that the user may select. In the demonstration programs you will see how to take the color that's been selected and then apply it to a particular object on the form. And finally, you want to understand that there is a difference in the terms modal and modeless as it applies to dialog boxes. Dialog boxes are by default displayed in what's referred to as modal. This means that the dialog box is displayed on top of your application as it runs, and the user must respond to it before proceeding. Now what that means is they must respond to the box itself. As you will see in the demonstration programs, there will be OK buttons and cancel buttons for the user to choose from. It's perfectly acceptable for the user to click cancel as opposed to selecting an item, but the clicking of the cancel button is responding to the application. The point is that the user will not be able to navigate away from that window until they have responded and interacted directly with the dialog box. Modeless windows allow the user to interact and ignore the window being displayed. That is not how dialog boxes are displayed. In the subsequent movies, you will see demonstrations of each of these 5 dialog boxes.